G'day YouTube, Turbo Tristan here. In today's episode, I spend well over $1,000 just to make a YouTube video. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In all seriousness though, it does cost a lot of money when you're doing car YouTube builds. Right behind me, I've got a whole bunch of stuff. As you can see, comes from Elusive Racing. We've got an Elusive Racing branded alloy full-size radiator. I have some Elusive Racing radiator hoses. I've got a whole bunch of K-tune parts. I've got a whole bunch of hybrid racing parts, and I've got some oil. So I'm gonna just chuck this oil in just to do an initial run and start and everything on the car and just see how it goes. Put a few Ks on it and then drop it. So we're just running with Newlon. But let's dive in and see what we got. So I did have a braided clutch line going from the S2000 master cylinder, but I decided to go with the hybrid racing one just because it's made specifically for the right-hand drive Kswaps. This one's a black line, comes with everything and some hectic stickers. So we're gonna slap that on in today's episode. We've got some radiator hoses. I'm hoping that I don't have to do too much modification to make that radiator fit. Now these are designed to be a standard bolt-in. It's on me because I've hacked up and chopped the bottom rad support out of the car, so hopefully I can remount that there and sort of give it a bit of a tuck at the same time. Hopefully there's enough stretch in these hoses to get the radiator to tuck under again. So we're going to play with that. Worst case, if not, we'll just go to the wreckers and get some tabs for the top, and I will make some mounts and put the radiator back where it was supposed to be. We also have something that I've been waiting for a long time, is the black hybrid racing dipstick. We can't be running this bright orange thing, just uncool. Pretty much a waste of money, but I just wanted to make it look nice and neat, and yeah, so that was an expense which was really just for show. Won't give me any extra kilowatts, but I think it's going to look great on there. I also got some K-tuned block offs that run on my Max Peating Rod's throttle body. This is a 3-inch throttle body. I won't be using this map sensor, so I'll take that out. I'll put the K-tune block off, and I've also got the block off for there, whatever that's called. And I've ordered a TPS, throttle position sensor, so that's on its way. And we're just going to use idle control the old-fashioned way and screw this so it's just a little bit open at all times so the car will idle. The Haltech will control everything else, and it'll be nice and simple. I've also got a billet alloy throttle cable bracket as well, which will stick in there as well. But I'll stick this on a tripod and I'll get to work unboxing all these things so you can see what I've bought. All right, so first things first, I've already ripped them out of the bag to do the thumbnail, but Elusive Racing have gone to the effort of R&D'ing their own Kswap radiator hoses. They put their own brand on it. I think it's pretty cool. Representing the local guys, they look after us, and they have all this stuff in stock on the shelf. They're open Saturday mornings, which is good for me because I work all week, 9 to 5. I can get down there first thing Saturday morning, spend heaps of money, which I don't like doing, but I do like the parts, and come back on Saturday and make episodes for you guys and get my Kswap one step closer to being complete. There's a whole lot of brand loyalty and all sorts of things between K-tuned and hybrid racing. I really like hybrid racing style. It's that black look, it's really modern, and just the finish on their stuff is really good. So yeah, we're going to swap out the dipstick. It's got a whole bunch of marks on it, all ready to go. Pull out this bad boy. Sick. Swap that over. And there we go, nice flushed, smooth, black, matches everything else I've got in my bay from Hybrid Racing. Sweet, onto the next thing. Also from Hybrid Racing, we've got the clutch line kit. This one comes with the banjo fitting, so nice, smooth, clean look, wrapped in, it's braided line, but it's got the black nylon outer casing, so it looks sweet. You're gonna see these stickers all over my workshop. Sorry, not sorry. I think they're really cool. In the elusive box, these guys carry all of the parts on the shelf for Honda OEM stuff, for Kswaps, B series, D series. I got some OEM grommets for the firewall, just to stop, you know, smoke and fumes coming into the cabin. Yeah, we can use these and run the wiring for the Haltech, just cut a hole in it and slide it through. It'll be nice and simple. Carseps billet throttle cable, that's going to go on. And I've got the K-tuned, this one's a surge port plug. Don't even know what a surge port is. And this one is for the map sensor. Now, the reason why we're blocking the map sensor one off is because the Haltech has its own built-in map sensor. So these are real simple. Whip them out, slam them in. All right, so after a brief intermission, I've fitted those parts on now onto my throttle body, and I've cracked it open just a little bit, which obviously will need to be adjusted when the car gets tuned and the Haltech's all done and the TPS goes on. So the reason I had to stop and go away and come back is I had to take the throttle body off and drill it slightly. Now the holes on the max peating rod's throttle body were exactly 10 millimeters. Perfect metric measurement. That was a dig at America. And the K-tuned parts were like 10.3 millimeters or 10.4 millimeters. Just a dumb measurement. And I thought, America, that's pretty dumb. But then I checked the OEM Honda map sensor, and it was that same weird measurement as well. So it wasn't America's fault. Oh, I'm sorry. Max Peating Rods decided in their infinite wisdom of China and doing everything specifically perfect to a T with precision, did it exactly 10 millimeters, and the actual factory sensors are slightly over. So I still think it's a bargain and grab one of those, because for the sake of less than 10 seconds of drilling with a 10 mil drill bit and just giving it a bit of a wobble to slightly open up that hole, you're still hundreds and hundreds of dollars in front, and everything else will still bolt up. So on to the next part. The clutch line we'll do later on. We've got the grommets, we can stick those on. I'll probably leave those until we get to the wiring stage. Let's unbox the radiator and try that on for size. It even comes with an elusive racing radiator cap. That's pretty awesome. Alright, so straight off the bat I can see that I'm going to need to remanufacture or go to the wreckers and grab the two mounts for the top and the rubbers, and just remake the brackets for these guys since I lobbed them off. But let's slide it down, see what it looks like. Rip. So this is definitely going to require me to go for a trip to the wreckers, which I might do tomorrow, and I will grab the top tabs so I can mount this, and then I'll probably just make up some tabs for the bottom, just weld some flat steel where they need to go and drill the holes out. Should drop in, should be pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Hindsight, I shouldn't have hacked up my radiator support just to fit a VW radiator. I should have just bought one of these in the first place. But again, when you're doing D-series things, you're doing things with a D-series budget, and everything has to be cheap when doing that. So the radiator for the D-series build with the Volkswagen full-size radiator, that one was about 150 bucks delivered, whereas this one was quite a lot more than that. But the quality of this one, you can definitely tell, is way better, and it's going to look awesome in there, but that's a project for another time. We'll get the clutch line all situated in the bay, and then I'll throw some oil in it just for fun, even though I won't be driving for quite a long time. Just to get some oil in there and turn the engine over would be a good thing. All right, not sure what happened there. GoPro things. So the best route to run this, I'm really not sure of. Is to keep everything out of the way. I might run it behind the engine mount. So I can probably run that behind the brake lines just to keep it tucked out of the way and make sure that it's nowhere near the exhaust and the wastegate when that's on there. So I'll undo it from this end and just feed it back through. But there it goes there. Pretty nice. Black line, plenty of slack. It's not going to get caught around anything. It runs over the top of the gearbox. It's nowhere near my cables or fuel lines. So I'm going to quickly switch that around now and show you what it looks like in just a moment. So since the last video, I've actually already gone ahead and made one fuel line, which is the feed line. I haven't decided whether I'm going to run the return line across the front here and cover those nasty bolts, or whether I run it behind there. And the fuel pressure reg, I'm probably going to stick over here and then run in straight into there into a 90, and then a 90 out and around the corner and down. Keep it over here away from the turbo as much as possible, and with the pipes shooting off down this direction, there should be room enough for that. So I'm hoping that's going to work. Otherwise I'd have to run it down here and over the back here somewhere. I'm not really sure, but then it's going to be next to the heat of the exhaust, which will be wrapped, but I kind of don't want it in that area. So let me know what you guys think. I've started to make up the power steering line because, as I mentioned, I'm definitely keeping that. This was the best I could come up with to get it out of the road. I don't like that it sort of goes over the top of the mount, but it tucks underneath here, goes all the way along, and I've just got to get one more fitting there. So that's the in, and then I'll do a push lock on the other one because it's just a hose that mounts onto here. So I'll get a -6 hose, probably just curl that around this way, follow that, cable tie those two together, and then loop it down into there, and I'll put a hose clamp on both ends. But I was able to use an existing hole down here to mount the CL9 power steering reservoir and use the CL9 power steering feed hose. So that's going to suck power steering fluid up into here, pressurize it, pump it through down to the rack, and then this is the return, which goes just down there. So I think that will work. Fingers crossed I don't get any leaks. If I don't, I will be making these kits up with the right fittings and everything and selling them on my Spool Up website using only the best Raceworks fittings, but they'll be predetermined, pre-cut and pre-manufactured for you guys. So yeah, a little bit of fabrication in the next issue where I'll be making or remaking the brackets for that. and then I'll have to blanket off everything, put the car up on the hoist, clean off down there, and just quickly zap them on with a couple of tacks with the MIG, nothing too fancy, and then I'll give it a quick squirt with some black again, just to make sure I don't damage anything in my engine bay so I can mount the radiator, put that in. But we've got oil, got to figure out a spot for my catch can. I don't know if I'm going to run it back this way and over here, or whether again I'll mount it down maybe on the chassis rail, depending on what sort of space I have, or make another bracket. I don't know where that's going to live yet, but all these sort of things we're just going to figure out as we go along. Again, I don't want to put the oil over near the hot exhaust. We could always put it back over here where it used to live, but that would mean running oil lines around here. I could also maybe flip it around and send it over in that direction, that back corner, but there'll be throttle cable there, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm going to throw the car up on the hoist, put some gear oil in it. Before I do that, I will slap on this accelerator cable bracket. Yeah, real simple. You don't need to see me do that. Well, sorry that one wasn't more exciting, but we did some stuff. We got some stuff accomplished. Sneak peek of a sick engine we've got coming up in another build soon, but that's going to be pretty special. So this episode, just to recap, fitted off the block offs here and here, put the bracket on, radiator hose is just dummied on for now, filled up the transmission, filled up the engine oil. I've turned it over a whole bunch of times just to get oil pumping through there, just to get everything cleaned up that's been sitting for a while, make sure oil touches everything again. Started the power steering lines, mounted the power steering reservoir. We did the hybrid racing clutch line, so that's all good. But until next time, don't forget to spool up, bring the boost, and we'll see you in the next video. And I'll keep throwing more money at this thing. Cheers.